What's up, guys? It is Dan and Nick back with the Sprint Championship. Nick's currently third somehow. Let's see how he gets on today.
The Italian Grand Prix. Radiant Slothz time third. You'd have to say he cheated to get there.
Lights out, away we
Can
go.
he turn it into more points
Goes
around his home Grand Prix?
Turn one. Lewis Hamilton is challenging. Okay, and we cut to Justin Freshpot on the run down to turn two on this very short circuit. He's weaving all over the place to get around Nikita Mazepin, a disgusting driver who's probably going to crash into somebody. He does attempt to make contact. He cuts the corner as well and quite rightly loses multiple positions. Justin Freshpot showing him who's boss as Max Verstappen attempts to challenge him for P12. There is contact, but thankfully both drivers have got out of that unscathed. This is on board with the start of Justin Freshpot. There's Nikita Mazepin. He crashes into Max Verstappen.
Huge collision.
Disgusting driving. Get him out, get him off the track as Justin Freshpot moves there to the outside.
Nikita Mazepin must have been watching Radiant Slothz highlight videos to learn to drive like that.
I'm not even going to comment on the contact there because Nikita Mazepin deserved it, and Justin Freshpot should be awarded points for that collision.
Radiant Slothz now so high in the standings, he might get a nosebleed.
Defending from Lewis Hamilton, he does concede the position as that Mercedes is just ridiculously overpowered, and also all these cars are running
through the last corner.
All of the cars are running on the 2020 spec downforce because of the way this game is coded, which gives them a massive advantage in most of the corners on this circuit. Kimi Raikkonen just unable to defend against Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll. They all go free wide. They're going so slow that Radiant Slothz makes contact and is now under attack from Sergio Perez. No good view of what's actually happening thanks to the Austrian media coverage, but he does get past and retake fourth.
Now behind Kimi Raikkonen. Can he make a clean overtake?
Lewis Hamilton has taken the lead of the Grand Prix away from Lance Stroll. It would have been a good result for Aston Martin had Lewis Hamilton not started where he did. Kimi Raikkonen unable to defend on that manoeuvre. Slight contact with his Radiant Sloth's rear left wheel, but he does get round as we ride on board with Justin Freshpot as he extends the track limits again and pursues.
3 cars ahead of him. How many can he overtake?
He gets all 3 of them into the first
easily.
Corner. He cuts.
That's the racing line.
He goes well off the track in an attempt to keep the position, and now goes for 2 more overtakes on Fernando Alonso and Nicholas Latifi.
Alonso squeezing the McLaren. They're all being squeezed.
Justin Freshpot pushing the Alpine and Williams off of
as
the
Alonso pulls in front of him and brake checks him.
Nicholas Latifi under attack from all angles behind. You gotta feel sorry for him.
It is a cluster of cars.
As we come back on with Justin Freshpot on the next attempt to get past Fernando Alonso, who just will not give up the position. There's quite likely contact there again, I'm not sure, but...
A great manoeuvre from the McLaren as he chases down Esteban Peugeot, who is 1 lap behind the car in front, apparently.
And we come back onto lap 4 of 5. Kimi Raikkonen has dropped significantly from his starting position, and he's about to lose another one. Esteban Ocon defending his honour and the whole of France. As Radiant Slothz comes around at the start of lap 5, Sergio Perez attempted to take away his first podium on F1 2021. He's out of ERS and he's not able to defend up the hill from the Red Bull. So we'll have to see if he can get him on the exit. I guess he doesn't because we're not following it. Justin Freshpot climbs the hill.
Looking for an overtake.
Looks to the inside of Esteban Ocon, who defends. and pushes him wide to get the position back.
A great overtake as Radiant Slothz gets a points finish, followed by Justin Freshpot and a Peugeot driver.
Incredible. Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez on the podium. Esteban Ocon still maintaining second place in the Drivers' Championship, and Radiant Slothz is finally not last.
He moves up to 18th. Outstanding.
Such a close battle in this Constructors' title right now. Just 10 points separating the top 4.
The Italian Grand Prix.
And here we go. Lights
Justin
out, away we
Freshpot
go.
starting 7th. A good start.
It's a run down into turn 1. There's 4 cars wide going into the first corner, and he's sideways again.
And he's hit.
He's caused another roadblock, and he crashes into the Aston Martin, who's attempting to avoid a collision with the rest of the field. Let's have a look on board with what happened.
Here, driving normally, you have to say, and the Williams.
It was the Williams who was the instigator of that incident.
And he goes to turn through the
disgusting.
fog. He couldn't see anyone coming.
And here we
Can
go.
he recover?
Radiant
Now down
Slothz.
in 17th position.
There's the McLaren again. He's wiped out Mick Schumacher. Unbelievable scenes. And here he is again. He has made contact with Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas colliding with the McLaren
Lando Norris gets
as
involved.
he tries to get going the right way. As he's colliding
He
with
hits
more
another
and
car.
more. He just wants to turn around.
And here comes Radiant Slothz, the chaos in front of him, unknown to him right now, as he follows Max Verstappen into the danger zone. There's the yellow flag in the distance. He shoots up the inside. Massive overtake there. Radiant
Justin
Slothz.
Freshpot, we're hearing reports
Mick
that he
Schumacher
still
collides.
just wants to turn around.
The Williams is telling him, no, you cannot turn round, as he Austin powers it and finally gets the car pointing the right way. And away he goes. He has found the accelerator once again. Here comes Radiant Slothz. Oh, it's a big hit from the McLaren.
And McLaren still trying to get going the right way.
Radiant Slothz somehow finishing P12 after a kamikaze driver of Justin Freshpot, disqualified for his antics, finishes the race. Sergio Perez picking up the win. And Lewis Hamilton maintains his lead. Esteban Ocon loses out to Sergio Perez now. And somehow Nikita Mazepin's back ahead of Radiant Slothz. I don't quite understand how that happened. Sorry, that was George Russell. He retook the lead. And now Red Bull lead the Constructors' Championship.
The Italian Grand Prix. Justin Freshpot starting last.
Radiant Slothz starting 12th. Let's see what they can do here. Ferraris at the front of the field. Coming down towards turn 1. It's a great overtaking opportunity here. Radiant Slothz gets past.
In 7 positions. What a driver.
Incredible. Radiant Slothz under attack from 2 drivers right now. I think he did maintain
Everyone
the position.
going slow.
Everybody driving across. Justin Freshpot with an enormous corner cut there. Mick Schumacher,
You have to say,
getting a
his
position
hand was
back.
forced by the maniacs blocking the road.
And now he has to follow behind the nice Haas driver as we come down. Lewis Hamilton looks up the inside of Radiant Slothz. And Justin Freshpot follows along behind, still stuck behind Mick Schumacher as we come ploughing down towards the end of the DRS straight. Here they come. Lewis Hamilton's
Will he
defending on
send
the
one up
right-hand
the
side.
inside?
Justin Freshpot up the inside of Schumacher. There's chaos overhead. George Russell's had a bad exit. We switch back to Radiant Slothz going up the inside of George Russell. Lewis Hamilton did get the position.
With the Williams.
Justin Freshpot gets through as well. He looks to
He
the
slots in
inside.
behind Radiant Slothz. Can he make the overtake?
And
He
it's
doesn't
over.
need to. He does not need to. Radiant Slothz moves out of the way
Very
and lets
kindly there.
Justin Fresh pop through.
And that'll be the end of his race now, as the rest of the field run away with momentum. Justin Freshbot looks to the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Presumably has forced him off the road.
We'll never know. It was not recorded.
And now he's tailgating Pierre Gasly as he comes around the final corner. He'll be looking to get DRS here. And I think this will be a fairly straightforward pass, considering that AlphaTauri is not particularly fast.
The DRS adding 12 horsepower to that McLaren as he sails around the outside.
Oh, and he doesn't get it! Unbelievable! Pierre Gasly is able to defend from the McLaren of Justin Freshpot. But is he going to be able to survive a second attack as he goes down towards the hairpin?
Pedal to the metal in that McLaren. 5th gear.
Round the outside. Off the track. Pierre Gasly still maintaining the position. He crashes it. He's crashed into him. He's crashed into him because he can't get the position legally.
An incredible overtake from the McLaren.
He's loose legal. On the exit. He holds up
as
both
he
cars.
Shows Radiant Slothz how not to spin around that corner.
Pierre Gasly does not get the position back after that incident. Massive track extend for Justin Freshpot there.
Taking the racing line.
As he crosses the line, a slight twitch.
For another victory.
And there we go, McLaren with another win. And Lewis Hamilton still just about maintaining his lead. And yeah, there we go. Not good for Radiant Slothz now. Red Bull definitely extending their lead. Just a little bit.
The Italian Grand Prix. Radiant Slothz starting 4th. Probably had to make a few payments, some bribes to get that position.
Justin Freshpot does gain a place at the start. Here we go into turn 1. He's challenging Nicholas Latifi and Lando Norris. He beats them both. Maintains 4th position. And powers down towards turn 3. Oh my goodness, the Williams teleports in front of him. He goes through George Russell. Unbelievable.
Use our quantum physics to pull off an overtake.
We all know that Williams are good at their quantum mechanics, as shown in the Cup career, as Justin Freshpot takes P9. Barrier Bollard gets flung towards his car by one of the back markers.
An innocent bystander, the Bollard.
George Russell looking, he's not going to be able to get a place. Nikita Mazepin losing out. There's another Bollard flying across the circuit. George Russell is trying to make a pass, but is defended by Radiant Slothz, who is somehow behind Nicholas Latifi now. Oh yeah, I remember, he teleported in front of him. Onto the pit straight, Nicholas Latifi will not be able to defend this from Radiant Slothz unless he has another wormhole in his pocket. And he does not. Latifi does turn on him, but he gets the position.
Radiant Slothz taking a swipe there at Nicholas Latifi, saying, I don't like you or your people.
Justin Freshpot passes teammate into turn 1. Now lines up George Russell down the DRS straight. Takes P6 and will now hunt down Nicholas Latifi. Radiant Slothz coming in here. No one around him. I wonder what's going to happen. He got on the curb and spins.
And he's spun. He's blocked the racing line.
Freshpot rear-ending Nicholas Latifi as he did in his wet dream. As we rejoin with Radiant Slothz defending from Kimi Räikkönen. He does defend his position and challenges Charles Leclerc.
Track extend from Radiant Slothz to keep ahead, as Justin Freshpot now looking to get past Nicholas Latifi.
Nicholas Latifi powerless to defend this, although he is trying regardless, and well, he does not get past.
Justin Freshbot, you have to say, the star of this championship.
Here comes Radiant Slothz on the double move. Charles Leclerc and Mick Schumacher on his outside. He has to go over the curb to avoid contact, and Mick Schumacher opens the steering and spins his car. Shocking. Radiant Slothz destroys an arrow board in protest and continues on his way. Slight corner cut there on the final lap as he comes to overtake Max Verstappen, who for some reason is last besides Radiant Slothz, as he tries to regain some honour by beating Kimi Räikkönen. And we rejoin at the start of Sector 3. He looks up the inside, he gets the position, and he is in fact going to finish ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. There's not enough time to make any more overtakes as Justin Freshbot has caught the leaders but has run out of laps to try and get a podium.
Fourth place as Radiant Slothz pulls in another 0 point for the Aston Martin team.
It's a 1-2 for AlphaTauri. Excellent from them. Lewis Hamilton maintains his lead in the Drivers' Championship, and over in the Constructors, Red Bull still narrowly ahead. And you know where we're going next. It's our favourite. We're in Italy.
It's the Italian Grand Prix. Lando Norris on pole.
As we come down into the Parabolica, turn 1, Justin Freshbot jumps a place, jumps another one, up to the inside of a Mercedes.
Heading
He
up Al Rouge now.
squeezes Lewis Hamilton. Contact. Red
There's
alert.
not much room.
Why does it look like
Through
everything's
maggots and
sped up
packets.
right now? Contact again. And here we go. There's Radiant Slothz getting loose. Goes up the inside of 3 cars into this horrible section. And he is going to try and get
There's
past
Justin
the traffic jam.
Freshbot. What a driver.
Looks up the inside of outside of Nicholas Latifi. And then down the inside. He gets past him fairly.
Pushes the Williams into the wall
He gets
and
a curve.
spins, kicks out the rear into the barrier.
Here's Justin Freshbot. He's sideways again. And there is a traffic jam.
That is not the racing line through that corner.
Everyone's
that is a
piling
very
in behind.
tight area to turn around. He's having to do a 3-point turn to get going again. He doesn't lose any positions, thankfully.
I just noticed in the background there, that was Nikita Mazepin very unfairly. Watch this. Blocks Radiant Slothz from going when there's clearly a gap, and he is pushed out of the way in his place. And we carry on with the Grand Prix. Oh yeah, nothing else happened because it's Monaco. That was the end of the race. Justin Freshbot crosses the line in 9th. Radiant Slothz finishes 12th. Well, there you have it. That was race number 15 of 21. So 6 remaining in the final episode. Sergio Perez currently leading alongside Lewis Hamilton. And Nick's not too far off. So, you know, this is a close fight. I'm nowhere near it. So let's be honest, I'm not going to win. And there's the Constructors. We'll catch you in the next one.